gender, politics, sports, disability, and many more. So stay tuned, stay connected to Magic Morning Tea on Magic Television, Channel 38, Facebook, YouTube, and other social media handles. Magic Television, your trusted information hub. Welcome to Magic Morning Tea. Magic Morning Tea is the best for brightening your day. Our dedicated team are always set and ready to bring you impactful information to magically brighten up your day. Magic Morning Tea will bring you information on tourism, culture, gender, politics, sports, disability, and many more. So stay tuned, stay connected to Magic Morning Tea on Magic Television, Channel 38, Facebook, YouTube, and other social media handles.
Today is Tuesday, the 20th of January. Good morning and welcome to the Magic Morning Tea program where they reach you live from Magic Television, Channel 38, on Facebook and on YouTube, and all the other social media handles there with the platform. Good morning and welcome. And inside the program today, we get for talk about Sierra Leone. They observe the first National Observance Day. We don't pass on the 18th of January 2026. USAID President Bio don't ask for forgiveness for the 11-year war. Don't forget to say this program they reach you every Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock to 9:30. So no go no side, continue for day with me for the next 1 hour 30 minutes, where you self can be part of the program. You can send your message on 090-280-389 090-280-389, or you send on our Facebook or we YouTube channel space. Please send message only on which we will discuss inside the program, where we will ask the question to the experts then. We expect to get inside the studio Melvin Tijan Mansare, a popular journalist, who can help we analyze president's speech and waiting president don't say. Me and Cornelius Sekurando, on a presenter for this morning. Good morning show.
Welcome to Magic Morning Tea. Magic Morning Tea is the best for brightening your day. Our dedicated team are always set and ready to bring you impactful information to magically brighten up your day. Magic Morning Tea will bring you information on tourism, culture, gender, politics, sports, disability, and many more. So stay tuned, stay connected to Magic Morning Tea on Magic Television, Channel 38, Facebook, YouTube, and other social media handles. Magic Television, your trusted information hub.
If you just join me, the program where you watch now Magic Morning Tea, we reach you live on Magic Television, Channel 38, and Facebook, and also on YouTube. Don't forget to say yourself can be part of the program. We can send you message on 090-280-389 090-280-389, or you send on our Facebook or YouTube channel space. We start the program proper. USAID President Bio don't make a speech on the 18th Remembrance Day where he talked to the nation and ask for forgiveness. We will play an excerpt of that president in speech day. Alright, the program we watch now Magic Morning Tea, they reach you live from Channel 38, also on Facebook and on YouTube. We will now take him again and play excerpt of President Bio in speech where he deliver January 18th to the nation.
Forgiveness for what we did to one another, and forgiveness that frees us from being forever imprisoned by the darkest days of our history. In this first National Day of Remembrance, I ask for forgiveness on behalf of our nation and on behalf of our leaders, past and present. We cannot undo what was done. But we can face it with humility, honesty, and courage. To every victim and every survivor, I cannot ask you to forget. I ask only that in your own time and in your own way, our nation may find the grace to heal fully, restore dignity, and move forward together. War does not begin with bullets. It begins when we stop seeing one another as fellow citizens. When personal ambition and politics turns into hatred. When lies replace truth. And when intimidation becomes normal. This is why our National Remembrance Day matters. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, since the war ended in 2002, a new generation of Sierra Leoneans has grown up. Many did not witness the most brutal parts of that conflict. They did not see the country unravel or feel the fear that comes when law and order collapses.
And the same Welcome to Magic Morning Tea. Magic Morning Tea is the best for brightening your day. Our dedicated team are always set and ready to bring you impactful information to magically brighten up your day. Magic Morning Tea will bring you information on tourism, culture, gender, politics, sports, disability, and many more. So stay tuned, stay connected to Magic Morning Tea on Magic Television, Channel 38, Facebook, YouTube, and other social media handles. Magic Television, your trusted information of. The same old system and the same problem. Welcome to Magic Morning Tea. Magic Morning Tea is the best for brightening your day. Our dedicated team are always set and ready to bring you impactful information to magically brighten up your day. Magic Morning Tea will bring you information on tourism, culture, gender, politics, sports, disability, and many more. So stay tuned, stay connected to Magic Morning Tea on Magic Television, Channel 38, Facebook, YouTube, and other social media handles. Magic Television, your trusted information of.
It begins when we stop seeing one another as fellow citizens. When personal ambition and politics turns into hatred. When lies replace truth. And when intimidation becomes normal. This is why our National Remembrance Day matters. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, since the war ended in 2002, a new generation of Sierra Leoneans has grown up. Many did not witness the most brutal parts of that conflict. They did not see the country unravel or feel the fear that comes when law and order collapses. Today, many are adults old enough to vote, to campaign, to speak publicly, and to shape the direction of our democracy. Those who lived through the war carry a different kind of knowledge. We know how quickly ordinary life can disappear. We know what violence does. We know that violence does not arrive all at once. It comes in stages, through rumors presented as truth, through insults that become normal, through intimidation that is excused, and through leaders who forget that power is a duty. That is why the generation that remembers must remain alert. We must recognize early warning signs, speak up, and refuse to be silent when the nation begins to drift. We must also face a new reality. When the war began, we did not have social media capable of spreading dangerous rhetoric across the country in minutes. Today, a message typed in a bedroom can reach the entire nation with one click. A lie can travel faster than a correction. Wars that feel casual on a screen can become serious in the streets. So, I ask all Sierra Leoneans, especially those active online, to weigh your words carefully. When you speak about your fellow citizens across political parties, ethnic groups, or religions, remember that they belong to this country as much as you do. This is, of course, not a call for censorship. It is not a call for silence. Democracy needs criticism. Government must be held to account. But it also needs responsibility. We must check facts before we share. We must refuse incitement even when it comes from people we support. We must keep empathy in our politics, because without empathy, a nation cannot hold together. We can fight for democracy without fighting each other. Responsibility does not rest only with those who remember. To the generations that did not live through the war, you are not passive heirs of peace. You are inheriting a duty to raise standards, demand better leadership, reject the politics of hatred and shortcuts. And as you demand better, also put in the work. Build businesses, serve your communities. Participate responsibly in public life. Strengthen the habits that keep democracy healthy. Respect for the rule of law. Respect for truth. Respect for those who disagree with you. In this way, two generations can keep each other in check. One sounding the alarm when danger appears, and the other pushing the nation forward by insisting on better governance. This is one of the purposes of this day, a national day of remembrance, to bring together those who remember and those who do not. It honors those we lost. It acknowledges what we lost. And it calls on us all to pledge that Sierra Leone will never again return to violent conflict. Our children bore some of the deepest scars. Many were pulled from classrooms into violence, forced to grow up too soon, and denied their childhoods. Today, many of them are adults, still rebuilding lives interrupted by war. To the young people of Sierra Leone, I say this with respect. You are not inheriting peace as a gift that cannot be taken away. You are inheriting a duty. You are the custodians of a peace that others paid for with their lives. Let your energy be used to build, not to burn. Let your passion strengthen our nation.
Thank you to President for that speech they will give on Remembrance Day. I don't be joined in the studio now by Melvin Tijamansare, a journalist who can help me for Rob Motpa President's speech. Welcome to the studio, Melvin.
Thank you very much for hosting me on this my maiden appearance. Thank you.
All right, plenty. Thank you for joining me. We're already waiting President on talk on Remembrance Day. They don't put a special date aside on the 18th of January. Say now a Remembrance Day where we for take for remember the one that will be die and the one that will be suffered during the Civil War. It say for let we forgive in the big every Sierra for let we forgive and move ahead. What thing I take about President's speech?
As somebody who done the analyze President's speech for the last 15 years, I think say like every other speech, firstly, get merits and demerits. Like every other speech, it gets political rhetorics and political actions. But for me, on this particular speech now, waiting the president say and waiting not say, and waiting don't do and waiting not do. So by and large, my analysis on the President's national address on the occasion of the first National Day of Remembrance, which is January 18, I think it's generally laudable. And this is the fact that it's the first time since the end of the war 24 years ago that the country is bringing into the country they make the recommendations, one of the many recommendations of the TRC real. So I think somebody for say kudos to President Bio and in government and all the one that may push for this, that a day is set aside. And I think the president sent a solid message with fit for the occasion. Yes, and I also think that in one of the recurring or the most dominant theme where the president talking about address the fact of tolerance, being tolerant to disagreements and being able to dialogue, which is good. I think if you look at the TRC reports, some of these were captured also as causes of the war. But also a remarkable achievement, as I don't say, because this is something where TRC don't recommend, and we still know say even after the war there are recommendations yet to be implemented by this and previous governments. The address also, I think the speechwriter, I think I've gone through it a couple of times. The speechwriter used simple language. The tenses were, well, I would say, tasked, very short and precise. We make the address, I would say, is one that is very clear and emphatic in terms of literature or superficial value. And again, I think it's a day worthy of reflecting on the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats to our peace. And the address reflected that on responsible use of social media. Of course, we don't see how social media don't cause unrest, riots across countries, not only in Saloon, and we don't see how people also they misuse them for cause people for come on our streets or for convey lie information them where it cause tension. But I think in terms of real-time importance of the speech, that is one more important aspect to the threat of the peace, where I think it's good that the president spots out. But I also think we need to take a deeper reflection on time and circumstances, events, incidents, precedents, antecedents, and indents of our peace from January 18, 2002 to date, 24 years on. And I use these different words because they all get different meanings for draw nexus as to the time passed 24 years ago. Waiting be happening. They not solve. If they not solve it, how much can they not solve? Waiting at the realities of the thing that we don't pass, we still the be. What are the efforts and interventions and policy actions we for change them? And I think saying that they get me criticism on the speech, basically. Because in as much as the speech try for bring you up to real-time situation on social media, I think my first concern, critical concern, will be the TRC report for the setting aside of a National Day of Reconciliation and Remembrance. But where the government can now, the day is called National Day of Remembrance. And somebody go and say, oh, maybe it's not the meaning they left reconciliation. Well, interestingly, if you do a reading on the two words, the nature of the words and the context and the meaning, reconciliation and remembrance not the same. And I think the current situation we are having in Sierra Leone, we are living the memory of the war. So to say me remembrance, people remember the war. Somebody grab in the morning and say, hey, let me family be there, let me business be there. Remembrance is not the issue about the war and how we should reflect on it. What is the issue, and we are still grappling with it, is reconciliation. Sierra Leone is still grappling with either political reconciliation, economic reconciliation, security reconciliation, and all these kinds of reconciliation. So when you omit, waiting, the TIC, the people that read the reports and the recommendation, they were very keen in not leaving out reconciliation. So if you say now for remember no more, let me just say you just want to fantasize the situation, but not taking real-time actions. For example, the state of amputees, displaced persons, war wounded, or you upgrade the conversation on the state of the military. I was so shocked when they addressed the command, the honor, the civil defense forces. I said, what can I join all of the honor? I was shocked and appalled. Well, of course, I was impressed when the president also commended journalists, teachers, health workers. I'm not going into the speech.
All right.
But for him to have commended the Kamajos, I asked myself, this speech writer, I don't read the TIC report.
All right, quick one, Melvin, before you go further. You think, say, after 24 years, is it timely for Leo get this remembrance day happen now?
Yes, but the problem not to remembrance day no more for color. For color, reconciliation and remembrance. Because you remember something we don't be done, the team and still the be to what end? Political, economic corruption is still rife. The TIC report said you say it was one of the problems. Tribalism, regionalism is still rife. The TIC report say it was another problem. politicization of institutions, one of which the armed forces. See what is happening now in the military. It's threatening, and unfortunately, the president and the rest does not touch that. The security forces. Go and read the TRC report, the role of the army. Yes, some of them were good people, but all of them became rogue at the end of the day. They merged with the RUF. Of course, the president indirectly also, although say in honorable way, recognized the RUF when he said those who disarmed. Then the RUF there. More now who know. But what was that saying? It's saying a nuanced fact that, like he said, we should be careful. We should be careful, but we should tell the truth fully. Another interesting aspect you know that the address now is honor for the late President Tijan Kaba, which is good generally. But if you want to speak truth to history, Tijan Kaba and I make people and then bomb people in the Mabela. I was a young boy, my mama sent me in a dove court, and maybe they go by every Saturday for them cook fufu. I was there. So when we talk history, Tijan Kaba was a very nice man according to Steady Bongo. But you have other people who will tell you that Tijan Kaba brought in foreign forces who contributed immensely to the war. So if you want to talk about the war history, we will talk the good, we will talk the bad, and let people then get informed opinion. So yes, it was, for me, again, the speech, I think, like I say, on point 9, the president reflected on his military role in fighting the war. Good. But at this same military contributes back for the war escalated when the military dethroned a civilian, like you call it, decadence rule of the APC. So whenever the president they make boast of in democratic credentials, in recent time, I remember Mamadi Doumbouya, a new pattern where a man in the wear khaki suit and use gun, pull civilian, after time, then come back and they wear civilian clothes. Is that a good model for democracy? I don't think that should be a thing where the president for proud about, because if some of we go for tell the full history, at that time the armed forces contributed to the war. So again, have we changed those things when it makes Jamani want to take power? When now we see junior officers and they shoot senior officers? Is that issue being addressed? Where would you see president will tell God for say, power and security your own and say when I get useless state money can't see rest in a lodge? Are we addressing the issues? Because one of the reasons why I make the military turn arms against the APC according to the TRC, they say the military lack morale. These are real-time threats. Peace. When we want to talk about real peace, the one with a weapon, now the first one we focus on. Because they can change the movements of peace at any time. So you're talking about the police, you're talking about the correctional forces, you're talking about other institutions of the national security, what's the capacity? So again, I think looking at the incident of November 26 and not addressing issues around the armed forces on that address, I think they could have done better. But also I think the address what government want for do now for the one that will still suffer from the war. For put one day for member then one thing. For go do interaction and other thing. But what action? I mean, they expect the president for allow center scholarship, a special baskets fund, some kind of privileges or initiative for the people that still are victims of the war. But other than just what I would call optical, I mean, we need to address the problem. Because what wouldn't they ask our government for pay them? If you look at recent reports where they come up from publications, that the government forgiven some reparation. So some of these things, not expect. But if you look at point 18, I think it's vague. It is vague because the president just talk about, oh, the day will be set aside and blah, 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 and not talk about any substantive actions for these people. And I think that's what they expect for you. Although at the first day and it can be improved upon. I think the speech did not adequately address how politicization and lack of independence in election is a threat to peace, as was seen in the post-2023 presidential elections. Let's not talk about that.
All right, let's come quickly to the TRC report. The TRC report mentions so many things that will cause the war, where this government don't begin to implement, especially like this remembrance, they don't put aside. We don't see them, it don't happen now. They do them every January 18, according to the
But
president.
not how the TIC be say.
Well,
That is absolute.
Well,
TIC reconciliation and remembrance.
right, at least we don't start somewhere where
Fair.
we don't get at least a remembrance day. There are so many other things within that TIC report there. Don't you think they are still happening, or even happening worse than how it be they happening and they will be?
Absolutely corruption. Corruption was mentioned over and over again. It's still happening. And now it is taking a different form. Of course, injustice. If you look at the role of the judiciary, in recent time, we will see a whole Supreme Court judge is removed. After a long time in history, in recent time, we see a lawyer is being questioned for raising issues around the judiciary. In recent time, we see Chadi raising issues, and they've been stonewalled. In recent time, judiciary, they say they will not talk about concerns raised that are public concern. In recent time, a whole sitting magistrate or a judge, Stevens, had the most scandalous scandal in recent time. So if you look at the TIC, what it captures around the judiciary, and you ask if they're happening, we have still huge backlog of cases. Again, if you look at things like, for example, politicization of institutions. I mean, we need an ethnic or regional edit in Sierra Leone. I see the dominance of certain tribes in the politics, and these were all issues, because the TIC reports say politicization of ethno-regional sentiments was used by politicians. Then you look at the politicians, SESEF, 24 years after the war, what has changed about them? It's the same old story. Make big manifesto promise, cannot deliver, and come and tell us that, oh, you are resilient people. Oh, this is a year of delivering. We are delivering. Never again. Fine rhetorics, but less actions. So even the political class, I don't think we've learned their lessons. Taking a look at, again, the armed forces, I cannot believe all the points. Some of the issues before the war, during and after the war, are they still existing? So we need to be realistic, like the president said, in talking about this. And it talks about point 29. Point 29, in my opinion, is quite whimsical. When was the last time someone was tried and convicted for intimidation and violence? And you talk about those leaders who rule instead of serve. I mean, nothing will not change about the same politician. And the same thing not just they happen. People, some people get public office. That Salona would see some people get public office. If you say, you're not a servant again, you're a ruler, not a servant. It's still happening. And state institutions are still not delivering. So when the president commits to making sure that these institutions deliver, I ask myself, is this a national address or just another political rhetoric to simmer down public expectations?
I love counter corruption. Corruption, now one thing we mentioned at TIC report, very clear. Very clear, we make the people let me take harms for pull the then APC government in power. What do you think about corruption in this present age for the past 24 years where these reports don't come out?
I think it has been, for want of a better word, corruption now don't be beautifully dressed. Beautifully dressed. And I use the word beautifully dressed because though you have policies, regulations, you have latest ratings and rankings rating the country high, but in contrast, in real time, day-to-day living, we know that corruption is rife. And look at the IMF, and look at the audit report on the huge amount of waste. And if you attempt to do a comparative analysis on APC waste versus SLPP waste, you'll be shocked. If you come to do an analysis on SLPP recoveries versus APC recoveries, you'll be shocked. All right, these are all just bullet points that I will encourage people to go and research themselves on. So I think it is dressed because many people feel now that, oh, ACC is working. Unfortunately, now the ACC commissioner wants to succeed the president. I don't know how he goes about his work.
But that has not been cleared as yet too.
He said it yesterday, I think on AYV, another program. He's declared that he will wish to succeed the president. That in itself. So how do you divorce yourself from, let's say somebody wants to be also president, wants to go for a candidate or presidential candidate in the SLPP. If that person is truly corrupt, actually corrupt, if you go about him now, will they not say, oh, that because he served the contest, he served one?
That's not the question I want just ask.
So
anti-corruption commissioner don't declare say he wants to succeed the president. You not think say it could be an Indian strength job where go make if somebody within SLPP circle corrupt evidence shows say corrupt, you think say it could go after her?
I think by now he should resign or should be fired because he's conflicted a lot of public office roles. You cannot be a player and a referee at the same time. For the fact that he's come out to express that, though he has not declared yet, the process has not started yet, but his open expression tells you it is written that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So now waiting at the mind heart. So for now, we deem say all in work now we get for do outside don't tell you so. Again for be tilted towards emboldening in chances and undercutting other people's chances should they want to also envy that position. So it's quite unfortunate for the democracy.
All right, apart from corruption, there's another issue where I read now one piece where Oswald Ansel writes say, he say good follow forgive. He say but it's difficult for forget. He say because if we forget, then we'll come to the same way go worse pass waiting may not happen. So we'll get for the remind people them of waiting may not pass, make us stop them. What do you think about that? I don't know if you read that piece there.
I think I enjoyed most times reading his pieces, and I think firstly the address of the president is not calling for yes, it's calling for forgiveness, but gradual forgiveness. But the thing that is missing, one of the points the president is talking about reconciliation. You cannot foster forgiveness without reconciliation. There is a whole point in which he talks about that reconciliation. You know, if people are still holding the bitterness of the issues that caused the war, or they are still living with it, do you think forgiveness should be part of the first part of the question? No. It's reconciliation. How you reconcile this resentment, these hard feelings, this bitterness, these wounds. You know, mend so food. You just go pack plaster number. You just say beer. Don't so put now. What's in happen? The so food, it's the bone enough for amputated situation. That's it, and that's it. That's the wrong approach. It's a smoke screen approach, calling for forgiveness without utter reconciliation. I will tell you, it's a alien society that I see today. Everybody is wounded one way or the other. Even people in their own political party, even people that have money, even people that have power. So if you want to reconcile these indifferences and you're talking about forgiveness, it's like healing the symptoms and failing to address the sickness. So I partially agree with Mr. Ansels, a fine writer, one of the country's finest I've followed over time. But I think the logic about the writing there is questionable for the fact that we are putting the horse before the cart, not even the cart before the horse, because the cart here should be reconciliation, and the horse comes as forgiveness.
All right, continue for the return inside the program. My name is Melvin Tijaman Saye, a journalist who will help me analyze the president in speech. We will take another story inside the program where the West African Methodist Collegiate School, as they prepare now for celebrate 115 years of educational excellence. Well, we want Fatima Sise, we visit an old boy and we get this for say James Momodu Fona Sise Esquire.
Collegiate school, a very, very good school, you know, and I'm so proud for being an old boy of the school. And today, if I be waiting, I be, by the grace of God, collegiate school. Right? And when we go collegiate school in the 70s, one thing we'll be happy about, school they do Latin. They also they do music. Now, subject the way they normally joke with, in addition to English language and maths. And I still remember some Latin at the age. Remember when they put you on top desk, came the here we back for conjugate the verb amo, I love. Amo, amas, amant, amatis. Then you get another verb, vulnero, I would. That name will be like a vulneras, vulneratis, vulnerund. You know, speaking them. Vulneras now be like what? So we cram down and
So why not be like that?
it just sound, you know, and create other words from Latin. You mean I won't.
Okay, so the school from which we get that from history from 1911 to now 2026, they celebrate 115 years. And we understand, say, this is a particular school where they be established for train boys for all leadership position. with your experience so far, the time we don't take the school to now, this mandate, is school able to achieve that?
Yes, I was trying to say the school able to achieve the mandate, trust me. And let me start with me safe, and then I don't hold several positions in this country because of which college school put inside me. Right, the past government and the then president, the immediate past president of this nation, they appoint me as chairman of the Income Tax Board of Appellate Commissioners. And I'll also double as the director of law enforcement for the National Protected Area Authority. And all those I distinguished myself fantastically, trust me. And so they say, having this country, there's a change, then go down audit the audited when there was a change of government. Trust me, I came out the best. Came out the best. And I remember one of the auditors saying to me in a privileged conversation, if Salon gets 20, it's going to be change. But that discipline I got from college school. Remember, the late Reverend Zikai Smith meet me because he came when we done from 1 minute be a king was the head principal. Zikai came go from 2. But the beat was Zikai meet me. Take from 5, he delete me. Then they look and say, not bad. Not before me good. I should say that so other old boys in Boko I can go on and on. There's so many all over the world. Right? We can have Dr. Simeon Owis Koroma. The only pathologist with this country don't get ever. So they don't even get second white. And he's getting tired. I college school I go. A piece of it is just go sixth form. He's so proud of the school. And in Dr. Owis now one of the past chairman of the board. And incidentally, let me take after them. Me at the immediate past chairperson of the school board. And so college school don't train people and so much, trust me. And one thing I go always proud for see the kind two college school do for the kind. So mention Dr. Simeon Owis any sign of this country. Mention my name, James Momodu say anywhere. See and listen to what people would say. You will know that get good background. To God in grace and collegiate school.
One other area where you found as a wish for make the leadership extend at the church.
Yes.
So
the West African Methodist this church don't they try for run the school and get them shortfalls, then get other things then, but then they try small. And no, say the church gets their own setting and get their own structure, changes can they in rulership, in headship, and then changes in for anything we can, in a way can affect the school small. But by and large, I will use this privilege for talk to the church authorities from the general superintendent coming down, and general superintendent, incidentally again, take after me, is the chairman of the current school board. He served as a board member under me. This school don't day before some of we born. Maybe all of us, but nobody know they were all 115 past the school. So now people let me maintain her. People let me lead the church, we maintain her. Maintain the structure, maintain the compound, maintain everything. If one generation don't come, and we day now, we alone maintain things. Don't bring anything good. College school to the only school within this country, or within a main highway. St. Joseph's Convent, the Army Watch, FSSG. I can go on and on. But they still maintain the compound and structures. In fact, they increase structures. The compound and maintain nothing. So we know that college school is so enviable. Everybody go out for be part of them in any way. We are big the authorities then. If anybody want to interfere with college school, we will not agree. To preserve the legacy. For we great can begin for camp. If they want to yes, not preserve the legacy, they will not permit them more. But the church they try, make them try more.
Now, waiting the association and the church in for CCA before.
We can do very, very well. They try. We all know things are hard, not even in this country alone. Everywhere the diaspora, yes. But we get Vancouver branch, now USA, then they do very well, then they try. We will bring them back themselves for making them try more because we as a they look up to them after God. Make them put more weight. Get Vancouver, UK, and I. Then they do very, very well. And this 115th anniversary, actually UK and I, and even America, which individuals are able to do. Right? Some are necktie, some are bow tie, some are finances, and the assurance themselves. What they able to do, they send small. And what they make them send more. You can get individuals that we don't send. Some support the bands, some support the old boys per se, right? Make them do more. And the winner, yeah. If we want to go back SL, not be the duel, don't say, no, forget this interview safe. But they do very, very well. And I know come February 8th, when at the Thanksgiving, Salon go see, the world go see. Say collegiate school is a force to reckon with in education in this nation and the world. We go see what will happen by the grace of God. I'll get so many, but primary amongst the lot now that you will see the blazer. We know who get blazer we in to come it is stain you on the vest or it was this. You know, you go see blazer. You go see design. You go to say collegiate school. Now the creme de la creme. First among equals. Trust me.
All right. So now personally, somebody will go to watch. We want from good collegiate. What do you encourage them?
I'm going to encourage you. Trust me, collegiate school is the best choice you can ever make. Where you think of full school, you picking for go, you word for go, you can picking for go. It is the best you can think of ever.
Why?
Trust me. Because when it comes to education, collegiate school is pushing. Comes to discipline, why not say about collegiate school or anything of discipline? Collegiate school is under control. Trust me. Not get any hesitation. You the junior school you can go, senior school you something, primary school you can go, GSS. Choose collegiate school. You know go regret them at all. It's one of the best, and very soon it will be the best.
So 115 years.
Yeah.
So wait till they see that particularly.
Wonderful celebration. Trust me, wonderful celebration. Waiting a joy. You say look and back. Waiting a glad look and back. We know how to do business. We are the master of showbiz. We will lead, others will copy. Thank you. Don't forget, I'm James Pomodu Fonasisi. Join us in the 115-year anniversary. February 8th, we begin a line. We don't get series of activities and more they come even after that. Trust me, you'll not go regret them at all. See you there when you come there.
Of the West Africa Methodist Collegiate School, February 8th, follow Collegiate School. I'll be there and you should be there. Back to the program. I come to you, Melvin, at the studio. Let's go quickly now and talk about what in the TRC say about tribalism. What we don't see now, an order of the day within the political party there. Because tell me, say, as you hear me name, me say this is not Northwest come out, now APC day. As you hear the other name, me say this is not Southeast come out, now SLPP day. What do you think about that?
And it's caused by the politicians, according to the TRC reports, because the way they've played on this since the inception, the establishment of these very political parties has been a fundamental injustice to Sierra Leoneans. Originally, if you look at the history, the SLPP originated from the north, but because of the dominance of a certain tribe, they migrated or they were moved to the southeast. And if you look at the history of the APC originally was conceived in the southeast, but over time played on the tribal sentiments and become a northern party. So I don't get our wrong first. And unfortunately, the section 35 and 36 of the Constitution, they say the makeup of political parties not for being reflective of one particular tribe. But today, I tell you, if we go do ethnic audits now APC, we find out say one particular tribe they are dominant. If we go do ethnic audits na SLPP, we do not say one particular tribe they be dominant. And even when it comes to even how they give out appointments, you do see say a particular tribe the dominant over another. This is a threat to the peace because the TRC say it's how politicians have used to politicize tribal and ethnic and regional sentiment. So I think moving forward for the peace, it's serious, and I think I'll go with kind of Yumkela's suggestion back then when he was a parliamentarian that we need an ethno-regional audit. All public institutions, logo check people by the tribe. No one tribe not for Bokupaso that tribe. If we do that, Sierra Leone, because if you look at Rwanda as a case study after the genocide, I've spoken to a lot of people. I've not been to Rwanda yet, but I've spoken to a lot of MPs, including from Rwanda when I was in South Africa. When we ask them, you know which tribe? That's the question they frown at past all.
Yeah.
Why? Because they don't know say tribalism don't cause them serious calamity. So somebody one MP na say, let me tell me say, like Rwanda, every institution they get quota where every ethnic group and region forgets. We know no one not the dominant, because once you get a situation where one tribe or one region become dominant, the second thing is that region or tribe or ethnicity becomes fearful of relinquishing power in fear of when another tribe or region or group of people come, they will be victimized, ostracized. That's a threat to the peace.
Yeah.
We saw that manifesting during the post-2023, 2018, 2023.
Yeah.
2018 for people that were away come out different parts, including the how they call them, Masindi from Kono.
Yeah.
We see people from different places. So it clearly tells you that some of these are issues that are Yebe issues. On top it look like for say cold, but they are still warm underneath. And until you have a reconciliation policy and a reconciliation plan addressing these root core issues, you will remember no more. And tell okay, we will remember say people then begin do what they remember. I don't think that day should be about remembrance. It's about healing wounds, and one way of healing wounds is reconciliation. We cannot hide under remembrance and forget about reconciliation. That is a pretense to solving the problem as if everything has been reconciled. No, we still have. If I look at the political disagreement between APC and Titi, we don't appetite it. Don't you think that needs reconciliation? You think that now remembrance in it? And now reconciliation, because we're not done it, we are living with it. So when we want to relegate present realities to past, it's a political deception. And I think we should not fall for it. We are living still in the past era of things that used to happen under the war. And you cannot say, oh, for those remember them no more. Remember them by doing what? You need to reconcile. We need that national dialogue.
All right, the program we watch, a Magic Morning Tea, we reach you live from Magic Television, channel 38, on Facebook and also on YouTube. Don't forget to drop your message on our social media handles them, and drop on our WhatsApp on 090-280-389, the number on your screen. Send your WhatsApp message on the topic we discuss, and we go ask we experts at the studio for answer some of the questions. We will take a short music break, we will give body water, then when we come, we will continue the program.
Mina Aisha Vandi, supervisor of Rawa Resort Hotel, Kenema City.
I'm Amidou Jallo, head of operation and estate officer, Rawa Resort Hotel, Kenema.
When I'm in Famata Savage, I work in Rawa Resort Hotel, head of housekeeping.
At first, when we start Rawa Resort 2013, we just start with 11 rooms. Now, automatically, we can boast of 26 rooms, but there is still room for improvement. We still a fair way for improvement and more. If you take a look around, if you take a look at the chalet them, how we program them, come to the reception.
Where guests come in, therefore come at the reception, attend to them. Therefore take information, take all the pay money before they enter inside the room first. I mean first you rush go inside the room. I check the pump, soap, toilet roll, then I watch the bed if the room decent. All things go down set there, but check in the guest.
And the other buildings them, we go up to 4 buildings way to line at this compound.
Get some facility there, or they offer give guests there. You dey meet the nice room, we get AC, we get water heater, again we dey give the customer service well. Again we come out the back, you can at the restaurant, you dey meet customer service well, we dey offer African dish, fried rice, chicken and chips, fufu set for you want to they offer you a payment. Like we get the kikan, we get swimming pool, we say we tap so the kikan enjoy there. You want swim, the swimming pool open all the time for guests there. You can at the bar again back, you can meet cold drink, here you guest, or here you pass down, una sit down, una go able get cold drink.
These doctors, they will be inside the pool, not in the, now the post of, you know, the hallway will take up to something like 300 people. Because we try for done this all towards the ending of this year. We something like October, when we finish the new hall, when a Nongola hall. Well, they all lay out to the public self. If you want to marry, you want to do reception, you want to do meetings, you want to do seminar, you know, you want to do workshop, you know, they don't all get started and say, because initially as we open them, we get the first workshop where we send foundation. Where then are the first people that were happy for do a workshop there when I did this workshop also. You know, we open to the public. Security in also no problem because we get security during the days and during the night. We get both OSD and we get a private agency also.
Because on guests the way it come, they say open the rooms, they like check. They come, a check, a see. Then before, after that, they choose now the right room when in one. So we rooms there are hygienic, always decent, clean, no nothing. They see nothing inside it. When you come, if they really know say yes, the staff there of Luawa Resource Hotel, they work.
Out of 100%, we will say 95% we will meet so customer needs because most of the challenges we can face in Kenema, we can get light situation. But if take a look, if the DDS say no, they come on, then we get 2 generators, then we'll get 2 generators, we get a 100 kVA, we get a 50 kVA. We are in, if lights not they say we can put on the light, we can start with generator from 7 to 9 o'clock in the morning.
Not fi say the Luawa Resort safe where you dey, what is safe expensive too much, and not expensive too much. Where you can, we go able assist you the kind way we go out enjoy your weekend. If you can inside a Friday, tell you weekend, you go back, you will enjoy good facility in the Luawa Resort with small money.
Yeah, we get various rooms by standard. We get a single room wherein it comprises of a single bed, a bedroom freezer, AC, water heater, the bathroom inside. We get a DSTV facility, you know, now hot and cold shower. Now inside the room there. Then in the morning we get a perfect breakfast. Then we get a double room also. The double room, as you can see, inside get your own standard facility. Then we get a VIP suite also. As you take a look at the suits, then you will know say this now for a VIP people because you get a double room inside there, then you get a parlor.
You go just feel say not to Kenema this hotel be.
We get certain facility where we give them what we make at least always when they can't Kenema, they always give me Luawa Resort Hotel.
Leslie, thank you for that report today from Kenema team. We then put that report together. If you go Kenema, you want some site for lodge, this is not the resort where you go lodge, make yourself comfortable and enjoy the tourist sector now Kenema. We will continue for push the program Magic Morning Tea. We will reach you live for Magic Television, channel 38 on Facebook and on YouTube. Don't forget to drop your message them, ask question about what we discuss, and we go answer the question them if we can. Melvin Tijan Mansari still with you inside the studio, and we will continue for look inside waiting President talk. Melvin, we don't talk a little bit about tribalism. Other issues and the inside the TIC, we will think say still they happen. We go make if we not reconcile, we continue for remember, we not go still get peace. And that's now this one we don't begin to talk about this tribalism between the political party and the region. You go agree with me say the region don't divide. You go hear some man say in and northwest. Some man go tell you say in and southeast. We not supposed to be so. We look around the various offices there, first time, you will see all kind of tribe of people there they work, regardless of whose party within a power. But now you see say the one the way they lead the offices them and the heads of the institution and now all 98.9%, if I'm right, they come out from one side. What do you think?
I think it's a problem, it's a threat to the peace because other tribes then go they feel like they are not Sierra Leoneans, then go they feel like they have been discriminated, then definitely then go revert to things where I think they go undermine the peace, and resentment is one of the root causes of war. And so I think those should be addressed. But also the TRC is recommending affirmative action for young people. The president is saying that 2 generations don't see war, and many of them, when not see war, they don't know what it means. They say they are custodians of peace. And one of the recommendations, because of, if you look at, for example, when the TRC report talk about young people, they talk about the use of drugs among young people. Many of them, children and young people, were pawns in the war, used by all factions, civil defense forces, the rebels, and sometimes other even operatives believed to be supported by the government. So, if you look at 24 years don't pass, but we get picking away them born during that era of the war, where by virtue of them sending the way them born, as then they get older, they are manifesting traits of the war. One of which is violence. See how gang violence at some point will arise, public business. These are all byproducts of war, because some picking bonding in the war, I will see mama and papa. Some picking because of the war, now the war child. Don't you think you have them? There is an whole organization for that. Yes, how much effort will government put in tracing just the status of war child or war children? They are living with us. What are some of their attributes? What are their contributions to the national development? Not only then we see so they proliferate as push users. So when we see drug abuse, don't not forget, drug was given, in fact, by some forces as a moral booster. Let me not forget that history. So, they like to if we see drug proliferation, the history goes back to the war and how it was used, and when it was used, how you will see young people the chair belle woman belle for see whether or not boy picking or girl picking, how young people were based on the influence of drugs, chopping up people their arms and their limbs. All of these we are living during the war. In fact, the drug proliferation now is not as elephantine as during the war. During the war, tramadol being the war, most possibly you say that drug for abuse. During the war, would that be Sabibo Kush? During the war, of course, cocaine and brown being there. But during the war, we not see any kind of huge, the kind of hugeness with the dimension where they don't take. So, if we are going to say we don't want to see some of these things, then one of the causes we made the war being so brutal, not drug, and now drug is still pervasive. So can we say that it's not a threat to the peace? And in modern contemporary time, we don't see, for example, Donald Trump go pull Maduro, he say because na cartel leader. Although now we not see no cartel, it's in a drug country. Guinea-Bissau, where they make waiting the social man they say because the civilian government connive with drug barons. So drug is a serious threat not only to democracy but to peace, and it should be looked at and in tandem with the role of young people. Again, when it comes to women, I think we've made progress because it's a recommendation from the TRC that there should be a threshold for women representation. Mm-hmm. I think, thankfully, under this government, that has been achieved when it comes to parliament. Mm-hmm. But you cannot say same for the judiciary and cabinet. Madam Bio's government is not 30% quota. The last time my brother was arguing me on that, and it came out clearly that it's 29.05. So, unfortunately, again, I think moving forward, we must review the GW Act. Although MPs, they're no more for the under pauper for get 30% quota. Even the president and cabinet will be pauper, 30% quota. Judiciary, pauper, 30% quota. Because at the end of the day, if you're having a situation where what is good for the goose, in the case, Parliament then get 30%, pauper by the Public Elections Act, where the president and the judiciary, they are exempted. I think we can make more improvements on that. So that is it for young people and women. When it comes to the left out areas, persons living with disabilities. That is also highlighted in the TIC that they are marginalized, they left out, they feel left out. And in fact, the war caused some of them to live now with permanent disabilities. So what's the program for those who are disabled as a result of the war? We see them every day. And those who are naturally made disabled by nature, they are living with us. And of course, I don't know who's disabled. Parliament, I don't say they not by the time I be day before I was banned. I don't be no say they don't get any disabled MP, unlike the previous parliament. I don't know if we get any disabled minister. Mr. Conrad,
no, I don't think we'll get any disabled minister.
I don't know if
we'll lucky forget a disabled, a lawyer, somebody. We didn't call him to the bar this December. The first blind person.
The first blind, but we need to forget the first disabled person. I think it's Julius Naim Kofi.
Yes, Kofi.
Julius Naim Kofi was the first physically challenged. Well, that word disabled is not accommodated anymore. He's the first physically challenged, and he's doing so well. And now there's a blind person. But do we have a blind magistrate or a PWD magistrate or a PWD judge? No. As heads of parastatals, departments and agencies, even their own PWD institution, there is a complaint of usurpation by a straight person bullying a person with a disability. Who is the commissioner? I think it was booted out by allegedly the minister for one or two reasons. So those are discriminations, vulnerable groups that we should target. But of course, again, contemporary human rights scholars are telling us that the issue of, again, rights to protest. The president talked about tolerance, but his government is not tolerating peaceful protest.
He also talked about social media.
Yeah.
Those days in the world, there was no social media, but the world will be all over. With social media now, where somebody go lay down in bedroom with just a click, they don't scatter one whole country. The president mentioned about that.
Yes, but I think again with social media, we can use it to tranquilize war. But I believe say the carry out the war was brutal, and the way it say a social media forbidden, not for be so.
You think so?
Yes. The one for being be like I be so with the advent of social media. Because information is in your hands. You will talk, say, I feel threatened, or you will snap, you will identify. So by the time they reach Stafulai, by the time they reach St. John, social media make people aware. The war, technology is a necessary evil. And I think the president underscored that. It's a necessary evil. If social media for the day, 24 years ago, the world not for being be safe. Because everybody is now conscious, everybody is informed. See, wow, information cause. Even when we talk about the media will play some negative role during the war. Propaganda media. And all of these are history for hype and the we used to get what is now called today radio democracy. It started as a propaganda radio. Yeah. Then the camo, then the cam. You remember that history? Yes. I don't want to go to the details. But there are people sitting there in Alunde. We do with EcoMob. Where EcoMob not reach Waterway, then they say EcoMob de Kisi, fooling civilians to run into rebel traps and the front line. It happened in Salon. It na East Gardens will not for hide. So you journalists, if you say that they will be the life of people and say EcoMob de Waterway and they Shaka, social media will make it possible. People will go prove them. So we need to harness the potential of social media. Yes, people are using it negatively, but Conrad, if I can go post now WhatsApp or Facebook bad thing about you, the good thing on social media, you back for the day, but you counter me. Yeah. And other people know who come from. So that's the good thing about social media, where it complements the efforts of the traditional media. So you can get something today, you can't lie, nobody will challenge you. But now you didn't have today, somebody says a lie, they lie, based on post messages and feedback. So
all right, we'll not get the message here quickly. We'll get few messages now. The Facebook angle. Let's take a quick. Which one say Yusuf Masari say, wow, Melvin, congratulations. This other one, Joseph Dumbia, say, wow, I'm proud of my beloved school, collegiate, watching you from the UK. Plenty thanking to you, Joseph, who you watch with from the United Kingdom. He say, I will be there live and direct February 8, 2026. This other person, Ahmed Sori Kabu, say, plus ultra. This other person against Jenkins, himself, I don't know side he sent from, he said plus ultra. All right, more beyond, that's the motto of the West African Methodist Collegiate School, plus ultra. It means more beyond. Melvin had the message and we'll get so far from his Facebook. Let's take the other message and quickly from the 0902802809. We say, congratulations again, Melvin. Plenty thank you for where you put the analysis here together. We want for to see more of you now, Magic Television. You hear Melvin? We want to see more of you. This other person say, Melvin, I like your outfit.
Oh.
Nice there. So that's one for you.
Interestingly, Toloman died a month ago.
My sympathy.
Unfortunately.
This last one for now. Say Magic TV, continue to do your good work, especially with the Magic Morning Tea. Thank you very much. I see the channel 38 channel is up and running. Thank you very much for una message them. And I also this edition of Magic Morning Tea go left una for today. Plenty thank you to technical people them, Joshua and Jaman. Plenty thank you to the producer Fatima Sise. Plenty thank you to una who don't take on attempt send the message them. The message them but cool not go for read all not get better time. So say tomorrow we will get another brand new edition of the Magic Morning Tea. Me na Cornelius Ekundayo Rando. Tata.